Life does not reward the dreamers who wait, life rewards the doers who act. Success is not about luck. Success is built brick by brick through hard work, persistence, and resilience. Luck might give you a chance once in a while, but hard work gives you control every single day. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for luck and start working for results. My friends, life is not a lottery. Life is not a casino where you sit, pray, and hope that luck will bless you. Too many people spend their best years waiting for something magical to happen. They hope for luck, they talk about destiny, they blame fate when things don't work, and they convince themselves that successful people are simply lucky. But the truth is different. Success is not built on luck, it is built on relentless effort, endless learning, and the ability to keep working when everyone else gives up. Luck might give you a moment. Hard work gives you a future. If you want a house, you must build it brick by brick. If you want strength, you must train every day. If you want financial freedom, you must learn, practice, and create value. Hoping for luck is like waiting for rain in a desert. It might come once, but you cannot live your life depending on it. Hard work, however, is like digging a well. It guarantees water every single day. Let me tell you something important. When you depend on luck, you give away control of your life. You surrender your power to chance. But when you depend on hard work, you take control of your destiny. You decide your direction, you decide your effort, and you decide the outcome. And the more you work, the more you realize that success is not random at all. It is predictable. Think about this carefully. People you admire today, business leaders, athletes, creators, scientists, are not there because luck picked them. They are there because they worked while others slept. They studied while others wasted time. They tried again and again while others gave up. Talent alone cannot sustain success. Luck alone cannot sustain success. Only hard work builds something that lasts. You may look at a rich person and think they are lucky, but you don't see the nights they worked without sleep, the sacrifices they made, the failures they endured, and the rejection they faced. You don't see the sweat, you only see the shine. People often call others lucky to hide their own laziness, to excuse their lack of effort. But excuses never built empires. Excuses never paid bills. Excuses never changed lives. Hard work did. Let me explain it another way. Imagine two farmers. One farmer prays every day for rain, believing that luck will bless his crops. The other farmer works hard, digs irrigation channels, finds water, and makes sure his crops are nourished no matter the weather. When the rain comes, both farmers benefit. But when the rain does not come, the one who relied on luck loses everything. The one who relied on hard work still survives, still grows, still thrives. Life works the same way. Luck is rain, hard work is irrigation. Which one would you rather depend on? When you commit to hard work, you start creating opportunities. The more skills you develop, the more doors open. People respect those who deliver, not those who sit and wait. Opportunities never come to people who are unprepared. Even if luck comes your way, without preparation you will waste it. Think about those who win the lottery. Most lose everything within a few years because they did not build the discipline, the knowledge, and the character to sustain wealth. But a person who builds success through effort can lose everything today and still rebuild tomorrow because hard work gave them the tools, the mindset, and the resilience to rise again. Hard work also builds confidence. When you know you've given your best, when you know you've practiced longer, studied harder, and tried more times than others, you don't fear failure. You stand tall because you trust your preparation. Confidence that comes from luck is fragile. Confidence that comes from hard work is unshakable. And yes, challenges will come. There will be moments when everything feels impossible. You will face setbacks, failures, and rejection. These are not signs of bad luck. They are tests to measure your commitment. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove how badly you want success. Those who rely on luck see obstacles as curses. Those who rely on hard work see obstacles as teachers. Every failure gives you lessons, every rejection makes you stronger, and every setback builds your endurance. Some people say, but sometimes luck matters. Yes, luck might open a door, but only for those who are prepared to walk through it. If you have done the work, if you have sharpened your skills, if you have disciplined yourself, luck may accelerate your progress. But without preparation, even if the greatest opportunity arrives, you will not be able to handle it. In truth, what people call luck is often nothing more than years of hard work finally showing results. Hard work does more than just create success. It builds character. It shapes who you are. The discipline, patience, and resilience you develop from hard work are far more valuable than money or recognition. Because success is not only about wealth or fame. True success is becoming the best version of yourself, becoming someone who can survive storms, handle pressure, and inspire others. Luck cannot do this for you. Only hard work can. And the most powerful truth is this: success is predictable. If you are consistent, if you work with discipline, if you never stop learning and improving, success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of time. Just like planting seeds in fertile soil, watering them, and giving them sunlight, growth is guaranteed. You may not control when it will happen, but you can trust that it will. This is the beauty of hard work. It takes the uncertainty out of life and replaces it with progress you can measure. So stop asking, will I get lucky? Start asking, am I working hard enough to deserve success? The world does not reward wishes. It rewards effort. It rewards persistence. It rewards action. Do not wait for a miracle. Become your own miracle. My friends, understand this: luck is an excuse for those who don't want to try. Hard work is the weapon of those who are determined to win. You cannot control luck, but you can control your effort. You cannot control destiny, but you can control your discipline. And when you control these things, you no longer need luck because you have built your own path. So, wake up tomorrow not waiting for chance, but chasing your goals. Put in the hours, stay consistent, be patient. And one day when people look at you and say, you are lucky, you will smile because you know the truth. It was never luck. It was always hard work. My friends, in this world, nothing moves without effort. People like to believe that opportunities fall from the sky, that doors open by themselves, that success comes to those who wait patiently for the right time. But the truth is, opportunities do not come to those who wait. They come to those who prepare, those who act, and those who are willing to put in relentless effort when nobody is watching. Think about it carefully. Every opportunity you see in life is created, not gifted. If you look at successful people, you will notice that their opportunities were not miracles. They were the direct result of consistent effort. They studied when others partied. They worked when others rested. They stayed focused when others got distracted. And because of that effort, doors opened for them, not because they were chosen, but because they earned the right to be chosen. Effort is like a magnet. The harder you work, the more opportunities you attract. People notice. The world notices. Even when you think no one is watching, your work is building a reputation for you. The truth is, people love to help those who help themselves. Nobody wants to invest in someone who is lazy, unprepared, and waiting for luck. But everybody respects the person who works tirelessly, the one who shows commitment, the one who proves through action that they are serious about success. Let me give you an example. Imagine two young people applying for the same job. One believes in luck. He hopes the interviewer will be in a good mood, hopes the competition will be weak, hopes that somehow the job will fall into his hands. He spends his time wishing. The other believes in effort. She spends weeks preparing, studying the company, learning the skills, practicing answers, improving her weaknesses. When the day comes, who do you think gets the opportunity? The one who relied on luck, or the one who relied on effort? The answer is obvious. Luck may get you an interview, but effort will get you the job. This is the same in business, in studies, in sports, in every field of life. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who sat and waited for a chance. They are the ones who created chances through hard work. The more effort they put in, the more ready they became, and the more ready they were, the more doors opened for them. Opportunities are like seeds. You cannot just sit and wish for fruit. You must till the soil, plant the seeds, water them, protect them from storms, and nurture them every single day. Only then does growth happen. Effort is that watering, that care, that discipline. Without effort, even if someone hands you a seed, it will never grow. I meet many people who say, I never get opportunities. But when I look closely, they are not putting in the work to deserve them. They wait, they complain, they blame fate, but they never take action. My friends, the world is not unfair to them. They are unfair to themselves. If you are not putting in the effort, why should the world open its doors to you? Opportunity is not a gift, it is a reward. The truth is, every effort you make plants invisible seeds. You may not see results immediately, but something is happening behind the scenes. The late nights you study, the early mornings you train, the extra hours you work, all of it is building a foundation. And one day, when you least expect it, those seeds sprout. People call it luck, but it was never luck. It was your effort finally bearing fruit. Even failures, when combined with effort, create opportunities. You may fail 100 times, but with each failure you learn something new. Those lessons prepare you for the moment when the right opportunity comes. The lazy person avoids failure by avoiding effort, but because of that, they also avoid growth. The hardworking person embraces failure, learns, and becomes sharper. So when the opportunity arrives, they are ready to grab it with both hands. Remember, nobody remembers the person who waited. History only remembers the person who acted. Nobody talks about those who sat at home hoping for luck, but the world celebrates those who stepped out, worked, failed, and still moved forward. Let me put it this way, if you knock on 10 doors every day, sooner or later one will open. If you knock on 100, 10 will open. But if you sit silently, waiting for someone to invite you in, you will stay outside forever. Effort is knocking on doors. Opportunity is the sound of one finally opening. And there is another truth. The world has a way of rewarding those who refuse to quit. Sometimes the opportunities you get may not be the ones you expected, but they will be the ones you earned. The harder you work, the more paths appear in front of you. That is why successful people always say, the harder I work, the luckier I get. But it is not luck, it is simply that effort multiplies chances. If you want to change your life, don't ask, when will opportunity knock? Instead, ask, am I doing enough to make opportunity see me? Your work is your advertisement. Your effort is your introduction. Before the world knows your name, it will know your work. And when your work speaks loudly, people will come searching for you. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for someone to give you a chance. The right time is when you start. The right chance is the one you create. Every hour you invest in your dream increases the probability of success. Every day you give your best, you move one step closer. My friend's effort is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, the gap is impossible to cross. With it, no dream is too far. So work even when nobody is watching. Work even when results are not immediate. Work even when it feels hopeless. Because effort is never wasted. It always comes back in the form of opportunities. And one day when people see you successful, they will say, you are lucky. But deep inside, you will know the truth. It was never luck. It was your effort, your discipline, your sacrifices, and your relentless hard work that created every single opportunity. My friends, many people in life make the mistake of believing that talent is enough. They think that being gifted, being naturally smart, or having an advantage will carry them to success. They see someone who is talented and say, of course they will win, of course they will succeed. But the truth is far different. Talent without consistency is wasted potential, and consistency, even without great talent, can outperform anything. The world is full of talented people who never made it. Singers with golden voices who never released a song. Athletes with extraordinary skills who never trained seriously. Students with sharp minds who never disciplined themselves to study. They had the gift, but they did not have the habit. They relied on talent for a short time, but they did not understand that success is not about what you can do once. It is about what you do every single day. Consistency beats talent because talent is a spark, but consistency is the fuel. Talent can make you shine for a moment, but consistency makes you shine forever. When you show up every day, when you put in the effort, no matter how small, you slowly but surely move ahead of those who relied only on talent. The person who works an hour every single day will eventually outperform the person who studies 10 hours once and then quits. The runner who trains daily, even without natural speed, will beat the naturally fast runner who skips practice. Think about water dripping on stone. A single drop means nothing, but thousands of drops falling consistently over time can carve through the hardest rock. That is the power of consistency. It looks small in the moment, but over time, it becomes unstoppable. Talent may give you a head start, but consistency will carry you to the finish line. The problem with talent is that it makes people arrogant. They believe they do not need to practice as much. They believe they can rely on what they were given. But talent without discipline quickly becomes lazy, and laziness destroys talent faster than anything else. Consistency, on the other hand, humbles you. It forces you to show up even when you don't feel like it. It teaches you to respect the process, and that humility builds greatness. Let me share an example. There are many young people who dream of becoming great in sports. Some are naturally strong, others are naturally fast. But year after year, the ones who rise to the top are not always the most talented. They are the ones who practiced daily, who trained when others were sleeping, who showed up when others made excuses. Because consistency compounds. Every small effort adds up, and before long, the consistent worker has created a mountain of progress that talent alone cannot match. The same applies in studies, in business, in personal growth. A student who studies a single chapter every day will become a master of knowledge within years. A business person who improves just 1% every day will build an empire over time. A person who works on their health consistently will live strong, while others fall behind. None of this requires extraordinary talent. It requires discipline, patience, and the willingness to repeat the small things again and again without stopping. But here's the challenge: consistency is boring. It is not glamorous. Talent looks exciting because it surprises people, but consistency is silent. It is waking up early every day. It is practicing even when nobody is cheering. It is doing the same thing again and again, perfecting it, polishing it, improving it until you are unstoppable. That's why most people quit. They love the excitement of starting, but they hate the discipline of continuing. And that is why consistency beats them all. Opportunities don't always come when you expect. Sometimes you will work for years before anyone notices you. But if you are consistent, when the right moment comes, you will be ready. The talented person who is not prepared will fail when tested. The consistent person, though not as gifted, will succeed because they have been building silently all along. Success is not about who shines in the beginning. It is about who is still standing at the end. Even nature teaches us this lesson. The sun rises every day without fail, and because of that, life on earth thrives. Imagine if the sun shined only when it felt like it. Life would collapse. That is the difference between talent and consistency. Talent appears sometimes, but consistency is dependable. And in the long run, dependability wins every time. Consistency also creates trust. People want to rely on someone who shows up every day, not someone who shines once and disappears. In work, in relationships, in leadership, consistency builds reputation. Nobody cares if you were brilliant once. They care if you can deliver again and again, no matter the circumstances. That reliability is worth more than raw talent. Now, I am not saying talent is useless. Talent is a gift, and it can give you an advantage. But if you do not combine talent with consistency, you will waste it. And if you do not have great talent, but you have great consistency, you will still win. The greatest secret is this: talent adds speed, but consistency guarantees arrival. My friends, remember this always: the world does not reward the person who started fastest. It rewards the one who never stopped running. Consistency may feel slow, but it is steady, and steady always wins. Talent might impress people for a day, but consistency builds legacies that last for generations. So do not be discouraged if you are not the most talented. Do not think you are at a disadvantage. If you show up every day, if you commit to improving even a little, you will surpass those who were once ahead of you. The world is full of talented failures, but it also celebrates countless ordinary people who achieved greatness through extraordinary consistency. That is why I tell you today, don't put your faith in talent alone. Put your faith in discipline. Put your faith in showing up, in doing the work, in being consistent when others get tired. If you do this, no matter where you start, no matter how average you may think you are, your results will be anything but average. And one day, when people see your achievements, they may say, "You are so talented," but you will know the truth. It was not talent that brought you here. It was the quiet, invisible, powerful force of consistency that beat every obstacle, every excuse, and every distraction until success became inevitable. My friends, confidence is not something you are born with. It is not something you can buy, and it is not something luck can give you. Real confidence comes from within, and the only way to build it is through hard work. Too many people try to act confident without having any foundation behind their words. They speak loudly, they posture, they pretend, but when life tests them, their confidence collapses because it was built on nothing but air. Hard work, however, builds a kind of confidence that cannot be shaken. It is deep, it is real, and it is earned. Think about a student who goes to an exam unprepared, hoping to guess the answers or praying for easy questions. That student might walk into the room trying to look calm, but inside there is fear. Their hands sweat, their heart beats faster, because deep down they know the truth, they did not put in the work. Compare this to a student who spent weeks studying, who practiced every question, who stayed consistent every day. That student walks in with calmness, with quiet strength, because they know they earned the right to be confident. This is the difference between pretending and possessing real confidence. One is fake, the other is unshakable. The same is true in every area of life. When you know you have worked harder than anyone else, you stop doubting yourself. You stop fearing failure. You stop worrying about whether you are good enough. Because the effort you have invested becomes your armor. Hard work whispers to you, you are ready. You deserve this, and that belief is what pushes you forward even when challenges appear. Many people think confidence is about personality. Being outgoing, speaking loudly, smiling often. But personality is not confidence. Confidence is preparation. It is the peace you feel when you know you can handle whatever comes your way. A person who has practiced, who has trained, who has done the work does not need to act confident. Their actions naturally show it. They don't need to talk about how good they are. Their performance speaks for itself. Hard work removes fear. Fear comes when you are unprepared. Fear comes when you know you are not ready. That's why those who wait for luck always feel insecure. They don't trust themselves because deep inside they know they haven't done enough. But those who work hard don't fear opportunities, they welcome them. When a chance appears, they don't panic, they smile because they know they are ready. Confidence built on hard work allows you to step into any room, face any challenge, and know that you have already done the heavy lifting. Look at athletes before a big competition. The ones who trained day and night, who sacrificed, who pushed themselves, walk into the arena with calm determination. The ones who skip practice, who cut corners, walk in with anxiety. The same is true in business. The entrepreneur who has studied the market, who has tested their product, who has spent years building, can present their idea with confidence. The one who only relies on luck and hopes for success looks nervous and doubtful. Hard work is the only real foundation of confidence. And there is something even more powerful. When you put in hard work, you don't just gain skills, you gain trust in yourself. You build a history with yourself, a record of keeping promises to your own soul. Every time you show up and put in the effort, you tell yourself, I am reliable. I can depend on me. Over time, this trust becomes confidence. You no longer doubt whether you can push through because you have already proved it to yourself again and again. Confidence is simply self-trust, and self-trust is built through hard work. Now, many people confuse arrogance with confidence. Arrogance is loud, confidence is quiet. Arrogance is fragile, confidence is solid. The arrogant person shouts because they are insecure. The confident person doesn't need to shout because their results speak louder than any words. And the only way to build that quiet, unshakable confidence is through hard work. Even failures do not destroy this kind of confidence. Because when you have worked hard, even if you fail, you know you gave your best. And that knowledge gives you strength to try again. On the other hand, when someone who relied on luck fails, their confidence disappears instantly because there was never a foundation behind it. Hard work also prepares you for the unexpected. Life will always throw surprises at you. Problems, difficulties, sudden changes. If you have not worked hard, these surprises will crush you. But if you have built yourself through effort, you can face the unexpected calmly. Because your confidence is not based on perfect conditions, it is based on your ability to adapt, to fight, to endure. That is the greatest gift of hard work. It gives you confidence in your own resilience. Think about building a house. If you build it on sand, it collapses in the storm. If you build it on rock, it stands strong no matter the weather. Confidence without hard work is like a house on sand. It looks fine until the storm comes. Confidence built on hard work is a house on rock. No storm, no challenge, no setback can bring it down. And the best part is this: the more you work, the more confident you become. It is a cycle. Hard work builds skill, skill builds confidence, and confidence gives you the courage to work even harder. Over time, you transform yourself into someone unstoppable. So stop looking for tricks to feel confident. Stop waiting for luck to give you a reason to believe in yourself. Stop pretending. Instead, start working, prepare, train, practice, learn, sacrifice. Do this every day, and one day you will realize that you no longer need to act confident. You have become confident, and when people look at you, they may say, "You are so lucky to be so confident." But deep inside, you will smile because you know the truth. It was not luck. It was not magic. It was every hour of effort, every night of hard work, every sacrifice you made. That is what built your confidence, and that is why nobody can take it away from you. My friends, everybody wants success. Everybody wants growth. Everybody wants a better life. But when challenges appear, most people run. They see obstacles as signs that maybe this dream isn't for them. Maybe the universe is against them. Maybe they are simply unlucky. But let me tell you something very important. Challenges are not curses. Challenges are not signs that you should quit. Challenges are tests. They are designed to measure your commitment, to see how badly you really want the success you say you want. Think about it. If success were easy, everyone would have it. If wealth, happiness, and achievement required no struggle, then nobody would fail. But the world does not work that way. The obstacles are placed in your path to separate the people who are serious from the people who are casual. They are there to filter the dreamers who only talk from the doors, who are willing to sacrifice.